This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Phillippi, and my guest today is Mark Seymour. And Mark is a local musician, plays frequently at the McMinnville Downtown Farmers Market. Welcome.
Thanks, good to be here.
Nice to see you in the studio. I've seen you, playing at the market and looking pretty cute out there and entertaining the crowds, so it's nice that you came today.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
You want to talk a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit about your background, and how did you come to be affiliated with McMinnville?
I'm not really sure how that happened. Somebody asked if I wanted to come down and start playing at the farmers market, and it's just so much fun that I've been doing it probably 3 or 4 years now. So that initial how the event occurred is foggy in my mind, but I keep coming back because it's just an awful lot of fun, a lot of fun.
It's interesting when you think about farmers markets because it never used to be that I don't think there was music, and then once the music started happening, it just really lends such a nice energy to the whole thing.
It does. It just kind of, I imagine it depends upon your choice of music, but it kind of blends into the natural thing with all of the fruits and vegetables. I kind of fit right in with the fruits and vegetables.
The fruits and nuts.
Yeah, and nuts.
Okay, perfect. Well, do you want to go ahead and maybe play another song and sing something this time?
Well, I recently was married about 2 years ago.
Oh, congratulations!
It's a great thing. I married my high school sweetheart. We
Really?
had dated in high school and then went our separate ways, and we got back together about 5 years ago. A good friend of both of ours got us in the same place at the same time, and so one thing led to another, and we ended up getting married in May of 2 years ago.
Great.
I foolishly, perhaps, promised my bride that I would write a song for the wedding, and I started in May. Well, no, I started in March because I didn't want the pressure. And so I ended up, I got all the books out trying to describe love. I got out the dictionary to look that up, and the thesaurus and all the books, just so that I could, kind of get the right words out. And I just have discovered that the English language is a terrible language at allowing you to explain to somebody, how much you love them. So I ended up with this song. It's called The Best Thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's hear it.
Let's see if I can get this to work. I got a Webster's College dictionary. It's almost 7 inches thick. An unabridged edition, I find a definition pretty quick. More verbs than one man can conjugate a vast vocabulary. It's all second rate, 'cause I've never heard one single word that can tell you how it feels today. 'Cause baby, you're the best thing that's ever come my way. I got Roger's thesaurus to help me coin a phrase. A lot of different ways to say the same thing, baby. I could ramble on for days. A list of every adjective in my reference book. I scan through every synonym, no matter where I look. I just cannot find one single line that can tell you how it feels today. 'Cause baby, you're the best thing that's ever come my way. I adore you, no one before you ever made me feel this way, and I've tried to explain it to you. It always sounds like some cliche. I read Emily best thing that's ever come my way. Baby, you're the best thing that's ever come my way.
Well, that was fabulous and romantic.
Thanks much.
Did she like it?
She appears to.
Did you break it out at the wedding? Is that the first time she'd ever heard it?
Yes, yeah.
So I was going to ask you, what happened to We've Only Just Begun by the Carpenters? You thought about that, right?
Well, I did some How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You,
Okay,
James
that's a
Taylor.
good one.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of kidding, but that used to be my favorite song.
It's a good tune.
way
It's a good
back
tune.
in the 70s.
Yeah. I do a lot of weddings.
Do you?
So there are a lot of those love songs that that tend to pop out at times like that.
You can't very well come out with Love Stinks or anything.
No,
Like the wedding
not at
singer?
a wedding. No. And I never saw that movie.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
Probably. I try and avoid commercial radio and commercial TV just because it pollutes my mind.
The
you
Wedding
know.
Singer is hysterical.
is it?
It's a really funny movie.
I'll have to watch it.
You will, because
will.
if you do a lot of weddings. So do you always play alone, or do you have a group that you perform with?
I've done the group thing a time or two, but I find it's a lot of work, And when I like to do solo things because when I mess up, no one knows.
Well, there's that.
Yes, it's if you're playing along and you're playing the wrong thing, and with other people, they all kind of look at you and you end up going, well, sorry, But if
Yeah.
I mess up and I'm just by myself and no one knows.
It's kind of interesting. I think about this sometimes, at different events, and there's one person playing versus, when there's a band or a group. And you think on one hand, yes, it is kind of nice to be solo for the reasons that you say. You don't have to answer to anybody if you screw up, whatever. If you don't feel like playing a song you thought you were going to play, you change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, if you feel yourself sort of losing energy, and all of a sudden you just feel, for whatever reason, I'm out of gas. I'm just out of steam here. I don't feel like doing this. There's no one to save you. You just have to suck it up and keep going.
Right. But normally when I play music, I just stand up. And you have to have energy to stand up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So if I find
kind
yourself
of-
bogging down a little, you just...
If I'm grounded, the energy seems to just come right on.
Well, good for you. That's okay.
Yeah. So normally this sitting down is it kind of crimps up your body, and so the energy doesn't flow through your body. So I stand up, and I was just horribly sick this last weekend, but did 3 shows anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of sick were you? Was it your throat, I hope?
No, I have remedies to take care of those things,
okay.
like lemon, and I was just more of an achy, muscle tired,
Okay.
kind of a flu thing almost.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was just a little bit of energy, a little bit of good sleep. That always helps, especially at my age.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about you. So where are you from?
I grew up in Salem pretty much. My dad was in the Army, and so I was born in Washington. We lived in Alaska for a while and Michigan for a couple of years, but spent most of my life growing up in Salem.
And were you always performing, playing music, that sort of thing?
It wasn't until I got out of high school that I realized that there were people that didn't know how to sing, and there were people that didn't know how to play music, because from the earliest thing that I can remember in my life, we were singing. Mom always had records going, always had, that was part of our day, was just to get up and sing. I started playing the piano when I was 4 years old.
Really?
And the Beatles, when I was 9, the Beatles were a big thing, and that ended up changing me from the piano to the guitar, and my mom was really great about that. She went and got all the books, and she was a music teacher.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. And Dad went out and bought me my first guitar, at a pawn shop. It was a $5 guitar, and I'm thinking that he probably thought it wouldn't. It would be kind of a phase, you know, and so it's been a 40-year phase and lots of fun. And just doing a lot of music in church, just singing in choirs, studying music in high school, and then I went in the Navy, and you know, it's really hard to carry a piano around.
So you have a little pipe in the Navy, right? The hornpipe or
Well,
something?
yeah, there are guys that do that, but I was not involved in that activity. I just stayed right with the guitar.
Did you take the guitar with you?
Everywhere, everywhere. It's I bought a guitar in Hawaii. A fellow that made handmade guitars. Then
Nice.
it cost me about 6 months' pay,
Wow.
and it went everywhere that I went: Guam, Japan, Korea, Hong Kong. Played in bars, taverns, restaurants, just anything that I could. Just everywhere playing music. Was stationed in Hawaii for 12 years. It was a terrible thing.
Bummer.
It was rough. It was rough. Someone had to do it, and so I volunteered to do that. But played music in Hawaii quite a bit, a lot of different places over there. So
Did you meet up with a lot of Hawaiian musicians? And
there were a few folks that they hung around with. There was the Beamer brothers were kind of big over there, and went to listen to a lot of Hawaiian music. A guy named Mark Tevis was pretty big. I haven't heard from these guys for years, though. You know, you get into your own circle in your own place, and you know, had children and marriages. They kind of step into the middle of your life and take you away from your guitar for a bit.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But about 10 years ago, I had a job where I was on the road constantly, doing some training and stuff like that, and so I just decided, instead of you know, it was kind of a nice place to take the guitar out on the road and sit in the hotel room and just work on playing the guitar and work on it until I got it back, and then just decided to strike out and just start playing music again. So.